What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, I want to talk about a little bit more injury news, unfortunately, that the New England Patriots are facing here, and of course, it's also yet again on offense, and it seems like, and I've said this a billion times now, the Patriots are just getting bit by the injury bug again this year, which they absolutely needed to avoid if they wanted any type of success this season. I mean, from Mac Jones to Brian Hoyer to Tyquan Thornton to Jonnu Smith and now to Damien Harris. It seems like this team just cannot catch a break, but they also have been a little bit lucky that these injuries that these players are facing are not long-term, and it seems like that's another case here with Damien Harris. Now, Harris is dealing with the hamstring injury that he did unfortunately face against the Detroit Lions, something that he did face in the first half of Sunday's game. Damien Harris also entered that game with a team high of 246 yards on just 53 carries, averaging 4.6 yards a carry and 3 touchdowns. I think before this game, a lot of people thought that the Patriots were using Ramondre Stevenson more than Damien Harris, but believe it or not, Damien Harris has still been your lead running back for the New England Patriots through those first 4 weeks before, again, Sunday's game against the Detroit Lions before he went out. Ramondre Stevenson, on the other hand, entered the game with 211 rushing yards on 43 carries, averaging 4.9 yards in average and 1 touchdown, along with 11 receptions for 57 yards. So, Ramondre Stevenson did have just very slightly better average per rush attempt, but Damien Harris still got more attempts, Damien Harris still had more touchdowns, and he was averaging just 0.2 below what Ramondre Stevenson was. Now, nonetheless, the Patriots don't really have a true starting running back just because there really is a 1-2 punch for the running back core of Ramondre Stevenson and Damien Harris. They really don't utilize any running backs other than those two guys because they're just very confident in Damien and Ramondre Stevenson in truly all three phases of the game. Whether it's running the ball, whether it's blitz pickup, or whether it's in the passing game, they have a running back in just these two guys that are able to do so, and being able to split their reps in half is able to keep them fresh throughout the entirety of the game. Now, like I said, this is a hamstring injury that Damien Harris is dealing with. He actually was present for the first practice of the week as they get ready to play the Cleveland Browns. He was limited, right? So he did not participate. The fact that he was there and he was able to participate in any way, shape, or form is a good look. Some experts did think that he could spend some time on the injured reserve, but again, the fact that he was at practice and actually participating shows that he's likely to avoid a IR designation, which means he's probably going to be back within 4 weeks because, again, if he was going to miss 4 weeks or more, the Patriots would have just placed him on the injured reserve, but the fact that they haven't does showcase that he's probably going to miss, I would say, somewhere between 1 to 3 weeks if he does decide to miss any time at all. Now, I will say it is expected that he is supposed to miss some time, but we all know Damien Harris. We all know how eager he is to play as much football as possible. And the fact that he's not a true bell cow running back, at least with the way the Patriots are utilizing him and Ramondre, could potentially lean on the side of him being back sooner rather than later. But to put into perspective how the Patriots are utilizing this 1-2 punch of Damien and Ramondre, and just how important both of these guys really are, and really how big of a loss this could be for the Patriots, I want to look at their snap count here. Now, week 1 against the Miami Dolphins, Damien Harris played 39% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with a total of 22. Then Ty Montgomery came in second, and Ramondre actually came in third, playing 25% with 14 offensive snaps. Now, week 2 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, things did change a little bit. Ramondre Stevenson was your lead running back with 61% of the offensive snaps with 42. Damien Harris came second with 39% with a total of 27 offensive snaps. Now, week 3 against Baltimore, Ramondre Stevenson again was your lead back with a total of 62% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with a total of 41 snaps, and then Damien Harris played a total of 40% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with 25. Week 4 against the Packers, Ramondre Stevenson again was your lead back here, playing 55% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with 32. Damien Harris played 45% of these offensive snaps with 26. And then, of course, this past week, those numbers are going to be off because, again, that first half, Damien left with that injury and didn't come back. Ramondre played a total of 90% of the Patriots' offensive snaps with 54, and Damien Harris played a total of 10% with 6. So to start the season, the Patriots were mainly utilizing Damien Harris over Ramondre, but over the last couple of weeks, it's been Ramondre over Damien Harris. But still, before this Lions game, at least entering this game against the Lions, Damien Harris statistically was still getting more looks than Ramondre, but nonetheless, you can still see from the amount of snaps to the percentage of snaps that these guys are really split through the middle, but as of late, Ramondre getting a little bit more of those looks. The first thing I'll say here is that while Damien Harris is out, if you have Ramondre Stevenson in fantasy or you have the ability to pick him up, pick him up. I mean, with Damien Harris being out against that game, or at least the second half of that game against Detroit, Ramondre Stevenson finished with 25 carries for 175 yards, averaging 6.4 yards per carry, and the Cleveland Browns also are one of the worst against the run. So, little sneak peek there. If you can get Ramondre in fantasy this week, get him. But assuming that Damien Harris doesn't play at least this week against Cleveland, that puts the Patriots at a big question on what are they going to do here with RB2, because again, they're not one of those teams that rolls with one specific running back for the entirety of the game offensively, again, because they like to do a majority of different things. They like to run the ball first, and they like to run the ball efficiently, and because of that, because of them liking to run the ball all the way from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, they essentially split those reps between their two running backs to be able to get the most out of their run game. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do that if you're asking Ramondre to be that bell cow running back. And still, Ramondre had some, injury concerns in the past. Who's going to be that RB2? Again, if Damien does essentially have to miss some time, well, it's either going to be Pierre Strong, who's next up on the depth chart, who I just don't think the Patriots essentially are ready to play, or you're looking at the Patriots promoting a running back from the practice squad, which is something that I think they'll do either way if Damien is inactive. And the guy that I would look for them to play more would be somebody like J.J. Taylor. I just think that there's a lot of question marks still surrounding Pierre Strong. He got a couple of looks week 1 and 2. Really saw next to nothing from him, even in the preseason. I think both what you're going to get from an efficiency standpoint and also what you're going to get from a veteran ball security standpoint, J.J. Taylor should be that guy playing behind Ramondre Stevenson. I think essentially they're just going to give the rock to Ramondre for the majority of this game against Cleveland, and it's just going to be the Ramondre show. But again, they are still going to have to give another running back some looks, and they're going to need another running back on that depth chart in case Ramondre does go down. And I do think that guy should be J.J. Taylor, but it won't surprise me if they have all three of these running backs, Ramondre, JJ, and Pierre, all active for this game. But what are your guys' thoughts on this Damien Harris injury? Do you guys think he's going to miss some time? And if he does, how many weeks do you think he's going to miss? Make sure you guys leave a big like on this video. Comment down in the comment section below your thoughts. It really, really helps me and the YouTube algorithm when you guys do, and show some love to these videos. So if you guys would, I'd really appreciate it, along with maybe sharing this video with some other Patriots fans that you know. Without further ado, though, I do appreciate you guys for watching, and go Pats.